What's up, Micah, Dixon, and it's time for a group chat live. We're gonna have a great time, good food, good drinks, and also too a great discussion about your mother's trauma. So come on to see what happens.
Speak for myself. You might look at me up here and be like, oh, she probably got it going on, and there's so many things that ain't right, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I learned through her to just be strong, to like wear my trauma as an honor, like as a badge, and just keep going and fight and push and, you know, just get through it. So
each time that you appear, a kiss so passionate that has been mesmerized. I fall more in love each time that you are near. Whoa.
I had to get all my wisdom out the mud, as they say, because my mother was, she has a difficult personality. Now, who do I want to be? Because that was her, that was him, that was the way they chose to deal with life, but I'm not that person. So who am I?
We are at Tailor Made Herbal Products located at 635 Broadway Avenue. We are known for having the best sea moss and herbal products, not just in the city, but in the world. And we have over 30 Dr. Sebi approved holistic products. I tried this stuff. It was so good. I'm telling you, it's not what you think. When you're thinking, you know, sea moss, maybe it's like, not tasting good. This is amazing. Yeah, our sea moss is known for being very smooth, non-gritty with a pleasant taste. And not just me thinking you've got good stuff, but you've got other people, a lot of testimonials, people who come in here. Who are we getting here from right now? We're on here from DJ Ryan Wood with 107.9.
I have to be a living testimony. I just need you to see, like, this product helped change my life. It's made me go on a new lifestyle of I eat different. I care more about what I put in my body. And I give a big credit to Tailor Made products.
So you heard him. A lot of people coming in here because they love this stuff. You can find all the information online at tailormadeseamoss.com.
Started listening. You have to be at group chat live. Make some noise. Let me hear you say group chat, group chat, group chat, group chat, group chat, group chat. Yeah.
Because of you, I'm never sad and blue. You
see things that locked in? Locking on this cup. Let's go. Head, knees, toes, shoulders, head, head, head.
I'm in a place where I'm comfortable with saying I have already built myself, and now I'm equal and I'm level to help what we create together continue to grow. So that takes an entirely different mindset, but I know I was created for that. So
I try to just, hone in on what's the main thing that we need to accomplish today. Because everything is just bite by bite. You know what I'm saying? No matter how big the project is, it's all bite by bite. No matter if it's a mega bite or you actually literally take a bite.
I feel like me and my husband are a great balance. I feel like my husband was put in my life to give me the type of order that I needed for my life. Because previous people I was with before him, I told him what I was doing, how I was going, and how I was going to be ran. And like he like, no, you ain't pulling that this way. So
Yeah.
Who like changing here? You like changing where you live at, changing your friendship, changing where you work, changing your environment. You like changing, you know, your teams.
A lot of times that pain be stopping people from change.
Yeah? And it's also the uncertainty of what's going to happen when I make this change.
That's a fact.
Whenever I run before, everybody,
I say my whole life has changed, and the seasons are shifting, and I will be shifting right with it. But I never saw this as a goal, and it's the best goal that God had for me.
now you're just like me, just like.
Group Chat Live is a safe space for real people with real conversations, real solutions, talk about the real things. Group Chat comes from the radio. I'm Micah Dixon from Z1079. And on the radio...
Hey, I need you to be about we. If you put a limit on your love, then count me. Girl, I know my selfish ways be OD, but I just express in ways you don't see. Yeah, yeah, and you should know that I'm about you. If this ain't the
What's up, Micah Dixon, and it's time for Group Chat Live. We're gonna have a great time, good food, good drinks, and also too a great discussion about your mother's trauma. So come on to see what happens.
Speak for myself. You might look at me up here and be like, oh, she probably got it going on. And there's so many things that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I learned through her to just be strong, to like wear my trauma as an honor, like as a badge, and just keep going.
I'm moving, I'm out of town. Where you moving? I mean, moving around, just going out of town. Like, yeah, that's it, no, I don't know nothing about it.
I know you need to start breaking down the panels.
Tell me about it.
I'm telling you, bro.
Okay,
I can get otherwise, you know?
Oh, you do that marketing networking there?
Yeah, live streaming.
See, it's network, so I'm saying. Now listen, I haven't done a golden exchange yet, but my thing is like, I just want to be able to start doing something. I was so motivated to do the video. Remember I told like, man, say my name, saying this. But I finally got up and know how to do it, you know what I mean? But I'm like, I'm in the process of figuring it
I'm ready to try my number of
out.
What's up, Micah, Dixon, and it's time for a group chat live. We're gonna have a great time, good food, good drinks, and also too, a great discussion about your mother's trauma. So come on, see what's gonna happen.
I speak for myself. You might look at me up here and be like, oh, she probably got it going on. There's so many things that ain't right, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I learned through her to just be strong, to like wear my trauma as an honor, like as a badge, to just keep going and fight and push and, you know, just get through it. So.
Each time that you appear, a kiss so passionate that has me mesmerized. I fall more in love each time that you are near. Whoa.
I had to get all my wisdom out the mud, as they say, because my mother was, she has a difficult personality.
You set my heart aglow, and I want you to know they remind me.
Now, who do I want to be? Because that was her, that was him. That was the way they chose to deal with life, but I'm not that person. So who am I?
You ready, Micah?
I'm ready. What's poppin', Kayla?
Yeah, let's get this group chat started.
All right, hey, how y'all feeling? Make some noise. You feel good tonight? If you have to be here, make some noise. All right, I am your host for the evening. My name is Micah Dixon. I started Group Chat Live 8 months ago. This is the 8th one. Listen, when you got a vision, man, when you got a vision, just a vision, then take that first step and just go do it. No question about it. We built this since last February at the first one was at Paragon Social, just with a vision.
and kept going and kept climbing, and we're still going. This is number 8. Welcome again to Group Chat Live. We got themes. We done got themes. We got some good food. We got good drinks. We got good looking, beautiful people. Okay. And tonight's theme is surrounding one of the topics that our community as Black people does not discuss enough. If you don't know, Group Chat is a safe space. We do real conversations, real people, and real solutions, and we do deep diving, okay? So listen, no answer up here is a wrong or right answer. We share our truth, our life, our experiences with one another, and we are open and honest about it. We are hoping to help you get to that next stage and next level in your life. Can we do that for you? Can we do that for you? All right, so listen, tonight, I'm gonna intro the topic and also intro my panel for tonight. So again, good grief is the theme, it is the topic. Now, grief is often misunderstood as something tied solely to the loss of a person or pet, but it shows up in many different forms throughout our lives, whether it's a mourning the old version of ourselves, the end of a relationship, or even a career shift. Grief touches every area of our life, and we can grieve dreams that never came to pass, opportunities we missed, and the stability that we once had. So tonight we'll explore the many lanes grief can travel down, how we can find purpose and growth in the midst of good grief, all right? Y'all ready? Make some noise! Let's get to the good part and welcome up my panel. I am joined by my sister. She is wonderful, beautiful, a mother, a loving wife, a believer in Christ. She is a restaurateur, okay? She is the queen of all things that she wants to be the queen of. Please welcome to the panel, Alicia Sparks. Good luck! All right, my other sister right here, man, she is a mogul, literally in the making, okay? CEO, big boss shit. Multi-millionaire of Taylor Made Sea Moss and Fresh Time Salad. Give it up for Deanna. And my sister right here, man, listen, she is an advocate for mothers who do not have a voice. She's also one who I've known for some years now who has a story that you're going to love to hear. And she's a model and becoming a fashion icon. She know that yet, but she is one. Please welcome Flamin' D. And we're going to go ahead and jump into our discussion for tonight and get into, you know, what good grief has to entail. You're like, Micah, what's good grief? So I'm not going to answer that for y'all. Let them get into it, okay? So for my panel up here, tell me, what does the phrase good grief mean to you, and how do you believe that grief can serve a positive purpose in our lives? Whoever want to answer it, the floor is yours. We'll take it one step, one person at a time. Okay, y'all.
Okay, so to respond to your question, I would have to say that good grief is essential for growth. Sometimes grief isn't necessarily. That's the mic. All right. Can y'all hear me in the back? Can y'all hear me in the back? All right. Just making sure. So I think that sometimes grief isn't necessarily even losing a person. Sometimes it's moving on in yourself, and sometimes that's essential. Sometimes you need to grieve who you used to be and then move on. That person that you used to be doesn't serve you for your upcoming season. So I feel like, yes, grief can be a good thing. And then in the sense of the physical of losing a person or losing a loved one or losing a friend, even if it's just, you're disassociating, yes, that can be a good thing, because if you allow it, some really good things can come from that. Really good growth can come from that. A real good sense of grounding within yourself, of understanding now that that person is out of your life or that thing is out of your life. How do you grow to now be bigger and better for yourself with what's missing in that piece? Did I cover it? Anybody else want to tackle it?
She did it, y'all. I was like, what you want me to say? Just add to it, I feel like, find your higher power. Letting go and let God, okay? Because without a higher power, you're not gonna even know who to believe in and how to grieve and let go and understand the assignment that God is placing upon you. So yes, good grief is everything, okay? So I love it. So everything she said, plus to being some, but also putting God first.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me, can you recall a moment in your life where grief brought unexpected growth or insight? A moment where grief brought out to you unexpected growth or insight. Let me know all about it.
This you. Want this one?
Lou, get it together. Come on, Lou.
You got it.
I don't need a mic. Yes, you do. We live. You too. You need a mic. Put the mic. Put the mic.
Okay, so you say a time where
An unexpected moment where grief, hold on, brought you unexpected growth or insight. A moment where grief brought you unexpected growth or insight.
Okay, so for me, I have had a lot of change in my life over these past years. And yes, I have lost people in the physical and the spiritual. But I would honestly say I am still dealing with grief of losing of certain friendships. As you get into this business world and you start to start seeing who with you and who really not with you, it gets hard basically leaving people behind and not understanding why they have to get left behind. But in the process of going through losing those people, I feel like it was definitely a shedding process and needed to get new skin for new relationships, like this sisterhood that I now have with Alicia and you. And I honestly feel like if I wasn't afraid to let those older people go, then I wouldn't even have an interest of getting to know someone new. So I truly feel that like grieving of letting go of your old friends and situations and not being afraid to like jump out and understand that as you climb that ladder, you're going to have different types of relationships for different seasons and different reasons. So I thank God for that.
I love it. I love it. Okay, D. So, you know, a lot of people in our community view the word grief, you know, as negative. It makes us uncomfortable for whatever reason. We're like, we want to shield ourselves away from it and not feel it. But let's reflect on some things that, you know, can be positive about what grief has done for us and what people can learn from it. Well, let me let D grab the issue.
She just want to let me go. It's okay though, y'all.
You go.
No, it's okay. I honestly say this year has been tremendously crazy for me. When I say I feel like God has been really talking to me like, Denise, I'm seeing you still. You praying for me. You praying to me. You telling me what you need, but are you understanding what I'm doing and what I'm manifesting and what I'm doing in your life? So at the beginning of the year, I got out of a relationship that I put my all into, and I'm like, dang, I was loving on this man. And the end of January, it was gone. But before it was gone, people that I was close to in the media that I thought was my play brothers and sisters and everything shifted away from me. And everybody was just leaving out of me. So I'm like, okay, now they gone. Okay, now he's gone. Okay, and now March 31st, I lose my child. You know, my child got shot at Liddy gas station. So now I'm burying my child. So now I'm like, okay, God, I know I was telling you, whatever it is you got for me, I'm ready. I'm putting it all in your hands. So this year has been so crazy for me. But what I can say, the good grief about it is I wasn't afraid to give it to God. I was not afraid to give it to God. I sat in the shower, you guys, and I can tell you, like, every day I sat in the shower. My son was facing a gun case, and I sat in the shower every day, and I said, while the shower is running over me, I said, God, whatever it is, I'm a single mom, and I know I can't teach him how to be a man, but whatever it is you have, whether it's probation or jail, I accept. Not knowing, I'm saying whether probation or jail, I accept. So I'm at work after midnight, and I get a call, your son dead. I said, Lord Jesus, I didn't say I accept that, but, you know, I get to the hospital, when they tell me he's gone, the first thing I do is go to the waiting room. I drop to my knees. I call my minister and I say, God called my home. Pray with me. I accepted the assignment. That's the good grief. When you accept the assignment that He's no longer struggling no more. My son is no longer hurting no more. He is safe. He's at home with God. And because I know God, and because I know what Resurrection Day means, my son was sent home on March 31st, Resurrection Day. God said, I didn't take him from you. He's with me now. I didn't care about that. That's the good grief about it. So when he was just shifting and taking things out of my life, he said, I got a plan for you. But it seems to me that you keep on putting yourself in places and peoples to where you just get distracted to where you can't see what I have for you. So I'm like, okay, if you just gonna take these people out of my life, go ahead, take them. Take them. Take them. I guess play brother ain't meant to be play brother. You know what I'm saying? I guess these people ain't meant to be in my life. I guess, it's time for me to understand the gift that you place behind me. It's time for me to walk in the lane that you have designed for me, and I'm ready. So it's only been 6 months, and I'm telling you, I said, God, I don't want to seem selfish to your word. Continue to use me. I want you to use me. I want you to speak. I want all you women to know that, baby, God is amazing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's the good grief, not blaming yourself, but understanding the assignment and finding our power. Whether it's a girl circle that she just gained, that I don't even understand what you took away. I need to be thankful for what you added. And I'm thankful. Listen, I am thankful to be sitting here today because I know this is not the end. This is the beginning of what God is manifesting in my life. So that's the point of good grief. And I love it. I love all you guys that sit here. So, that's I love good grief. You know what I'm saying? Now, who are y'all? Alicia, you want to jump in? I don't remember. What was the
Her story was so compelling, I mean, I feel like, what do I need to say?
All right, let's go into, I know you mentioned God, but for those who, everyone are not believers, you know what I mean? So, and you pulled on a higher source in yourself. What steps did any of you take, when you're going through that tough time, or perhaps some form of warning? What steps did you take to even get to a standpoint of either leaning on a higher source or perhaps yourself, because everyone doesn't take those kind of steps. So what did you, Alicia or De'Ara or Clemente do?
Well, when I think about the lowest part of my life thus far, the lowest part of my life that I have experienced was yoking myself to a mate that I shouldn't have. Someone that God had not ordained for me, but I was like, oh no. This is my person, and we just gonna have to make this work. And God was like, yeah, okay, cool, cute. Watch how this go, right? So in the process of me removing myself and cutting that soul tie, I found myself on my knees. And I can remember speaking to God and just saying, look, I had just lost my father the year prior to. And I really truly believe that was the only reason why I had wound up in that relationship, because I was seeking something to at least help fill that void, or something I could identify with or touch to just have that male influence in my life that I was missing. And I could remember asking God, like, look, strip me down. I know I chose wrong. This is not a good choice for me. This is not where you were leading me, because I didn't even check in with you before I started this. All I ask is that you leave me with the best parts that you created me with. Leave me with my integrity. Leave me with my connection that I have with you, so that you can lead me through this and on. And whatever is after this, I don't even care, because you're enough. So whatever you give me after this, I totally submit, because I see me trying to do it on my own was never it. And I had to learn that the very, very hard way. So just leaning on him and asking him to preserve me in a way where I wouldn't be robbed of the very things that he gave me as gifts in my spirit. Let me leave with that. If you let me leave with that, which is some of the things that keeps me closest to you, then I'm yours forever. And he gave me that. He gave me a restructure, he gave me a restoration, and he let me leave with the best part of me, which is what makes me special. And I really truly believe that is what attracted me to my husband in the first place. So that is where I was at, on my knees, like, just allow me to maintain some of the gifts that don't let the enemy rob me of that. So I can use that in the future, and I can speak to other people and let them know, like, come to you first. If you stick with him, he'll stick beside the very things that you were born with that he put inside of you.
Dear, it's the same thing for you. Is that what it looked like?
I'm not feeling her right now, y'all, because we want to know. God has manifested. Y'all heard her say at the beginning, she's a million, okay? Yes. God has manifested nothing from blessings in his store from the bottom. She has a bottom, y'all. And they need to hear your bottom. They need to hear your growth. They need to hear them stories.
Yes.
That has.
Yes. Come on, speak.
Starting from the bottom, now we here.
Hey.
Starting from the bottom, now.
Hey. Boom.
That's my DJ, y'all.
Okay, so for me, the lowest part of my life was actually in 2016. I caught a case. And when I caught this case,
What you do?
You know what you're doing. We gonna talk about
Did you get arrested? Was you moving some type of?
There's some more people in here that's the caught some cases. So go ahead, write it out. Write it out.
Thank you.
okay, so basically I come from a world of corporate America, working in marketing and advertising my whole life, was working for a very good company. At the time, had just met my boyfriend, and I was in the mode of making sure that he was going to be my boyfriend, understanding that he still had somebody else that was kind of connected to him, but he was my boyfriend. So to make that part short, I attempted to run her over with my vehicle.
Deliverance. Thank God for deliverance.
Lord, forgive her.
Thank God for deliverance. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. That's a fact. Keep going. Keep going.
And I was charged with attempted aggravated assault and a hit skill. Yeah, a hit and run, whatever. So when that happened, I had to be open with my employer because I work for a very good company that ran background checks on a regular basis. And basically I lost my job. And when I lost, he did get married. So out of that case, I got
Go ahead, stand up, husband. Go ahead, stand up. He's sitting here. She's gonna go to jail here. That's my brother.
On camera, we're showing the live stream watching right now. He is off. Don't even look his way. Don't even talk to him.
Because she will run you over. Okay. She will run you over. She got the papers to prove it. Okay.
At least you got the ring though. We be doing that. We don't even be getting the ring. We got our stories too. I'm proud of you.
That's a fact.
Not the bad part, but proud of the marriage part.
Finish the story. Finish the story. Finish the story.
And after I lost my job, we had just actually had moved into our home because the case had went on for about a year, and we had got married, moved into our first home, and I just lost my job, and my husband was working a regular 9 to 5, and basically his income was our only income. I had to make a conscious decision to file bankruptcy because I had perfect credit and I needed to use all my credit to keep our household afloat. So I filed bankruptcy. In the process of filing bankruptcy, steady looked for a job. It took me close to a year to find a job. Then as soon as I did gain employment, COVID took place about 3 months later. When COVID took place, I started to, everybody was stacking up on toilet paper and canned goods. I have no idea why I started loading up my house with CDs, to be completely honest. Till this day, I have no idea why. A previous friend had cashed at me some money and told me she wanted a jar of sea moss, posted it on Instagram. Next morning, woke up to like 20, 30 DMs of people asking me, you sell sea moss? Because remind you, it was in the middle of the pandemic. Everybody wanted something to boost their immune system. Then 90 days of doing that, when it was time for me to go back to my job from short-term disability, I handed them my pink slip and told them I quit because I had made my 1 year salary in 90 days from my house.
Go shop TaylorMade online at TaylorMadeCMOS.com.
So going back on the good grief part,
Okay.
I feel like for me, that was at a very low part where I feel like I was being stripped away and then getting everything that I had no idea was coming my way. It was like, I felt like the Lord was saying, trust me. And that prayer you've been praying, because my husband always tell me like, I'm tired of you job hopping. I'm ready for you to like be still somewhere. And I'm like, I need to be still with doing something for me because I keep mastering all these jobs and I'm over it. And it just got to a point where my prayer was, please, by the time I am like in my good 30s, to place me somewhere where I am happy and I'm like unlimited potential. The next thing I know, I'm opening up my store 4 years later, 30 products later, another business later, still a happy marriage.
Yeah. I love it.
So I feel like I had to go through that. So the main thing that I would tell anybody is when you are at your lowest point in life, I don't care if it's health, I don't care if it's finances, I don't care relationship-wise, understand that the Lord has you in this pit for a reason. And it's not for anybody else to help you to get out of this pit. He has you in this pit because he wants you to lean more on him and to seek knowledge and understanding from him. And until you do that, you're going to stay in this pit. And even if somebody throw a rope down and get you out, he's going to find a way to make you fall right back down. So trust in him and the rest is history.
I love it. I love it. So we got a snippet of who old De'Ara was like, and we can see new De'Ara. I want to know, did you ever look for a balance and appreciating who you once was, who you are now? Did you ever want to go back and be like, you know, I remember her, I miss her, I loved her, she was cool, I want to go see what she was like. Did you ever, any of you guys have that moment?
Always. No, well for me,
you ain't never changed. You've been the same from day one. You ain't never changed, girl. Stop lying. She been, I don't care how much money she got. She been the same. That's everything. She been the same. She 100. She
yes, I am the same.
She is gonna be 100.
In reference to my mental, where I was at then, how I used to be then, everybody know that didn't change. Okay. So for me, the thing that I look at now is how did I let myself get to how I was? Like how was I even that type of person? What was it in my life that made me be that type of person? And why couldn't I be the person I am now then? Because but if I was this person now, truthfully, what was missing then was me having a connection with Jesus Christ. So
that's a good way to say it. So, yeah. Do you want to go ahead and talk? Let me see, I'll share a little something. I guess I can. No. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm the whole total opposite. I'm still learning. So I want y'all to know no matter how old you are, don't give up because you're still learning and I'm still trying to understand my assignment without giving up, okay? Because when I was young, I got molested. I got molested by my father, okay? And I learned forgiveness, okay? I got beaten by my son, father, 5 screws in my arm, and I learned forgiveness, but I still was understanding like, God, these things keep on happening to me. What am I doing wrong? I know you, but I'm not putting all my faith in you. Like, I believe in you, but it's something I'm missing that I'm not doing right, that all these things keep happening, and I'm telling them, like, okay, everybody know I'm talking to a person. I'm a very conversationalist. I'm very friendly. If anybody know me outside of here, they know, oh, I'm a laugh and giggle with you all day.
Wonderful.
All day. But I want to use that. Okay, so no matter what it took, if I had to put flyers on downtown Liberia and say I wanted to be a motivational speaker and tell my story, God said, you still not healed yet. I said, okay, I hear you. What else next? You know, I done been house to house with my kids, even had nowhere to stay, staying with people, everything. 2016, God blessed me with a home. My kids were able to have a home, so they were, but I'm still not good at financial, not good at balancing my money, not good at doing the right things that I need to do in life. I just knew I had a place to finally lay my head for my kids. So again, like I said, I'm still learning. I'm getting into relationships because I'm not healed. So for all you women, when you get in relationships and you're not healed, you're grafting on to something that's not of God.
You better say that.
You know what I'm saying? So how can I find love and how can I ask God to show me what love is if I don't know what love is? You know what I'm saying? I know it's a higher power because He helped me through molestation. He gave me the gift of forgiveness. He helped me through domestic violence. And He gave me, let me be here. You know what I'm saying? I don't look like what I went through. And I'm still able to tell my story, so I know God is still using me. Okay, so no matter what it took for me to go to Ohio meeting and say I wanted to be a leader for women. I want women to, I'm not Sarah Jakes, but I want to be that woman to lead you to Sarah Jakes. Do you understand me? I want to be that woman to tell you that, you know, you can get through whatever you can get through. I'm that woman to say, you can't tell me I ain't been through nothing you ain't been through. But if I'm sitting here right now, I'm finally getting a chance to sit next to Michael Dixon. I'm supposed to hire media like, I want to be like Rod Diggins. You know what I'm saying? I want to be like Michael Dixon. I mean, you know, but now look, I'm in Ohio media, Jess Price is helping me with my work. Shut up, Crisis. Look, he helped me with my work. I'm like, we got to get them so I can graduate, you know what I'm saying? But teamwork makes the dream work, but I'm now here. But before I got here, I had to bury my child. So I'm like, God, you still not done with me yet, but I know it's some scars that's still open. It's some wounds that still need to be healed, but to all y'all women, I'm allowing God to heal it. So I didn't never lose faith. So whatever higher power you believe in, whether you're a Muslim, whether you confused of your higher power, find yourself. Find yourself, even if you got to talk to someone close to you, do not hold it in. Because holding it in is not going to do nothing but bring suicidal thoughts to bring you to where you've been fighting yourself out of. You know, we don't want to be stuck in that shelter no more. We don't want the old past. Because God said, oh, I done took that away already. I'm creating a new you. Yeah. And if you believe in me, you're going to see this vision. I see the vision, so I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, okay? Now, I'm sitting here, right here with y'all, and I'm going through trials. I'm going through prosecutors. I'm going through my daughter. My daughter was there when my son got killed. I'm going through everything placed upon a single mama, and I'm still going, okay? Because I know God got me. You know what I'm saying? Like, He got this. We are phenomenal women, okay? So, what I'm trying to say is, I'm not no millionaire, but I don't be. You know what I'm saying? I know marketer, you know what I'm saying? Businesswoman with a wife, you know, about to be wife, you know, because she is there. But I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying? I'm manifesting everything God got for me. So what I'm trying to say is build you a circle that God is going to give you whatever you want, because I'm getting it, okay? Yeah. On top of allowing God to help me heal each woman that's afraid to tell their story and help others that's hurting in silence. Like, I'm that woman that you can call that's going to pray with you in 5.2 seconds. And if I can't pray with you, I'm going to be like, hit on Micah Dixon at 6 in the morning. Okay. She got that shit that's going to pray with you, okay? Yes. I love you. Tell it all. I am.
Listen, what I wanted to say to you was what I kept hearing as you were speaking was grace. You know, grace is the one thing that carries us through when we just sometimes don't even know it. Because my mother passed last year. I'm raising 5 kids because I have my sister's 3. And so me still trying to build business and brand and become a wife with 5 kids, with still my father moving into my house. You know, it's a lot of work. It's so much work. From radio to being here. I got the kids at home, you know, babysitting one another, like, when you coming back? Where you at? But, you know, I always thank God for the strength and for the grace, and what you have over you that's cloaking you right now is grace. Yeah. I know it gotta feel so good to be in that presence to even get to that point of grace. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm gonna ask one of you up here. We're gonna have a Q&A later on when we wrap this up, but right now, some people have a hard time accepting personal growth. Some people like, or perhaps are in a denial of, you know, going higher. And I get it can happen. We like to block and limit ourselves. Perhaps our friends block and limit us. But how did you accept
the growth that was coming your way? How did you accept the spiritual, the emotional maturity, the mental capacity? How did you accept that growth? Was it easy? I'm sure it was not easy. It wasn't easy, no. But how did we get to the point where you're like, you know what? I'm just going to grow. I don't gotta have you and you with me. I'm just going to do this by any means.
I think a combination of what we all have said today is the answer to that. Number one, learning to free fall and allow Jesus to just be the guide. And just be like, you know what? You got it. I'm just gonna put one foot in front of the other and trust that where you lead me is where I'm gonna need to be. Also, defeating your own fear. Yes, we have our own ideas and dreams of where we wanna go and what we wanna do. But then when you get the opportunities, you get to the door, a lot of times we sabotage ourselves. And no one can sabotage you more than yourself once you get to the door, because you're the one who has to cross through the threshold. So allowing fear to stop you and keep you from walking into who you're supposed to be is really the biggest culprit. If you allow yourself to be surrounded by the right people, allowing yourself to be around the people that are doing better than you, and have such a positive outlook like, wow, that's inspiring, and not be jealous, and not be double-minded, and not be seeking other ways to try to usurp that person. When you really stand in who you are confidently and understand, I need people around me who are doing way better than me, that have way more experience than I do, that are doing the things that I want to do. Then that's how you cross over that threshold. That's how you get into, okay, I know I'm supposed to be here. This is my tribe. I look to my left, I look to my right. These are the people that I know are gonna help me get there. And they're not gonna half-step, and they're not gonna plant fears in my mind and in my heart. They're only gonna support me and propel me. Even when I get to the door and I'm scared to walk through myself, De'Ara is gonna kick me off. What you waiting on? What you doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
So I feel like, you know, that's what it is at the end of the day, is not allowing yourself to stop yourself, and also understanding in order for you to elevate, you have to have the right elevators around you.
Did you ever have moments where you rejected the elevation?
Yes.
What was that like?
You don't really realize you rejected until you look back. Like you get over it, and then you look back and you're like, wait a minute, why didn't that work? And you're like, oh, that was me. And sometimes when you get in those doors, and again, when you walk in those doors and you didn't question and ask God, like, hey, is this the door I'm supposed to be walking in? Sometimes we look at such great things that are on the other side of the door, you don't stop and take the time to be like, so hey God, I just wanted to check, like, this you, right? Like this us, we doing this together? Like, I've learned if you don't stop and do that first and make sure that Jesus is walking in that door with you, then you find yourself in situations that don't work. You find yourself in situations that look very foreign from what you thought you were stepping into, and you look around and you're like, oh, I misstepped. So next time I know I can't misstep. I have to make sure every step is directed in order through Him.
I love it. So, clap it up for Alicia. I'm gonna give it to her. So I want to know, again, we're talking about good grief. We are live on YouTube right now. What's happening to those tuning in on YouTube?
What's up?
We're going to have a Q&A later on. And right now I want to dive into, people always have their opinions about how someone should grieve and what it looks like. Oh, you're not crying. Oh, why you're falling out and losing your mind. Is there a right or wrong way to grieve? And I mean in the sense of losing a loved one that has passed away, or perhaps a pet. My dog passed a month ago. Is there a right or wrong way to grieve?
D, I think you got this.
I don't think it is. I really don't. I think you have your own way of grieving. Men have their own way of grieving. Women have their own way of grieving. No one can tell you how to grieve a lost one. Like my son, I'm telling you, I just listen to his music. I'm like, I know he's still here, but it took me to have that higher power to know that my son is still here. When I lost my son, I'm gonna tell you all this. When I lost my son after I buried my son, a couple weeks later, my cousin lost her mom. I didn't go to the funeral because I'm like, I'm not ready for the funeral. But I went to the repast. And when I went to the repast, my sister was there. I had asked my sister, can my daughter come over? Because, you know, my daughter was there when my son got killed. So mentally, I want her around family right now. I work third shift. I had to go back to work. So can y'all watch my daughter, you know, because I'm tired of leaving her with my son's friends. She didn't want to. She put in a family group chat like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't want her there, So, of course, as a single mom, I gotta do what I have to do with my daughters at home. But we at the repast, and I guess my sister was mad I wasn't speaking to her, but it's like, how you expect me to speak to you when you couldn't even be there for me when I needed you? You know, I needed you. Like, I just buried my only son. Like, y'all don't know what it's like to bury your only son. This is my firstborn, my best friend, my rock. Okay, we're going through it. She literally, I had to go to work, I left, she literally came out the reception, grabbed my phone, threw it like, I've been there for you, I did everything for you, this, that, you not gonna ignore me. That was Satan, baby, that was the enemy right there. But you know what, I didn't let that stop me because I said, God has hold of me. I have to worry about my daughter, I have to worry about getting justice for my son, I have to worry about God putting his arms around me and my daughter and allowing protection. So I'm not gonna let that bother me. But what I'm trying to say is I haven't had my sisters and brothers be there for me. Nobody been there for me and my daughter since I've been grieving my child, but me and God. Me trying to motivate my daughter to read the Bible with her every day when I leave out the house, for us to pray, for us to go to church, for me to say, God, you're gonna protect us, for me to continue to tell my daughter that Juan is in spirit, he's watching over us, he's here. So I had to find my own special way of grieving because you know, you get family when they so stuck in their ways that you worried about the past, but you can't be there for me at this time of grieving. That's selfish to me. But they didn't think it was selfish. Why you can't tell me why you weren't talking to her? I said, girl, the only tears I'm gonna give you is the tears for my child right now. Are you serious? Is you really serious? So that's what I was going through. But instead of me doing that, because God is my higher power, I don't hold any grudges. I pray for them because we all have unhealed scars. No matter your sister, your brother, everybody has their own story and testimony, their own length of strength. You know, you can be weak right here, stronger right here. I pray for all of them, and I love them to this day. Even if they're watching, I love you. I love you, but God made me strong to grieve my son right. Like God made me strong to look at that video of how my son got killed. I went to prosecutor office like, I want to see this. Show me so I can see this. What y'all gonna tell me my son did and how he did. I want to see this before y'all put it in my face. So God prepared me. When I prayed in that shower, he got me ready. He said, no, I got you. He held me from this. He knew what he was doing, and I'm ready. So listen, the grieving process is good to me because I know I'm covered by God. I know with his stripes I am healed. I know that I'm breaking generation curses. I know that I'm loving my daughter more than anybody can love her in this world because that's all I have. I know that I'm going to shout my son to the day I leave this earth, okay? Good grief is found in a circle. Listen, people I thought that was my friends ain't even come by and see me, okay? People that I thought that was my A1s to the day ones in the media, you know what they told me? They said, oh, I just want to get your time and space. Boy, I just lost my child. What time and space you want to give me? What time and space you want to give me and I just buried my child? So I need, listen, if you give me space, I ain't going to do nothing but go crazy. So I need calling. I need dinners. I need dates. But you know what God said? You don't need that. Yeah. You think you need it. You need me. Yeah. So that's when I was like, you know what? Forget it. Keep them away in. Yeah. Keep them away in. Because, you know, now I'm just going to go where you leave me at. Open that Bible. Go to work, I shot at work, they be like, for real? Then I couldn't be you, how you doing? Girl, I be giggling at work. My co-worker in here right now, she asked me my best friend. She know I be giggling at work, I be turned at work. I be like, I don't know what y'all talking about. Because God got me covered. When I say good grief, it's only good grief when you know that it's God doing it. That's right. And you not making excuses. I'm not making excuses saying my son was perfect. He made choices. And that's something people do. They make excuses for their brother, sister, uncle, auntie. This killing ain't no joke out here. I'm not making no excuses. I'm thanking God for it. Listen, thank you. Because you took him somewhere I couldn't take him. You, listen, your love is wrapped around me, so that's the good grief about it. Listen, I can smile because I'm like, God, what else next you about to do? Listen, let me Holy Ghost all around here.
Yes, sir.
Clap, dance, you know, but God is good. That's all I'm saying. I love it. So how can people, you know, again, our community, when we hear the word, you know, death and grief and any of that, we get so low, we get so down, we get so like, I'm cool, I don't want to go around. You know, when my mother passed away, everybody backed away from me. It was like, except for Jade. Jade is somewhere in here. There she go. Back in the day, they was like, oh,
Hey,
they
Jade.
run up when we talk about death. They was like, I don't want to go around. Like, so how can we, if it's possible, and I know for sure it is, right? Anyone can handle this. How do you prepare yourself to? How do I word the question? How do you prepare? Or do you ever be ready? You know what I mean? Like my mother, I didn't know she was gonna pass away, but she was older and she was on dialysis and her kidneys gave out on her and that's what happened. So I didn't know, but I also had these dreams that kind of gave me a hint that someone, either me or her, was gonna pass. So I kind of had a feeling, but I wasn't sure. So how can we prepare ourselves that any random day, anybody could just be their last day? Can we prepare ourselves mentally for that? If so.
First of all, you can prepare yourself mentally, but it's more so spiritually. So, you know, ultimately, my husband always laughs because my whole entire family, it doesn't matter how many times we see or talk to each other, we always end our phone call with I love you. Every single time, all the way down to the little kids in the family, it's just like, it don't matter if somebody want to know, hey, you going to church tomorrow? All right, love you. Hey, what you cooking for dinner? All right, love you. Hey, what you watching on Netflix? All right, love you. Like, and we say it so much that my husband be like, man, y'all water that word down. Y'all don't even mean it. Like, he's like, I love you. But to me, when people have passed in our family, like that's the last thing that we can say we heard from that person every single time if someone passes. So I'm not going to say that prepares me. Like, no, me hearing my mother tell me I love you is not going to prepare for me for my sister to call me and say, Mommy didn't wake up today. Like, no, that's not going to prepare me. But I know for a fact, me having the closer relationship now that I have with Christ is preparing me now. I feel like no one is ever ready for someone close to them to die. It's as simple as that. But we all know we have to go. The only thing I pray for on a daily basis is I ask God whenever He does take someone, I just don't want them to go tragically. That's always my prayer. I just do not want a tragic death. So that's the only thing I ask Him for because I know we all gotta go.
Alicia?
How did I use this?
Because you're my soul sister, Good at the door, sister. Down in the streets, on the feet, all I y'all, that was good singing too.
On the street. All right, so my response to that would be, you was gonna hit a number? Do I need to stop? Show us. All right, so what I was gonna say was, it's a mindset thing. It comes with maturity. It comes with maturity in the spirit. So to add on to what Dee was saying, De'Ara, is the more every day that you do your walk, which is what you're doing and how you're surviving, no one knows what we need more than our Heavenly Father. So the more that we continue to submit to Him, the more that we continue to honor Him, the more that we continue to deepen our capacity to carry Him, then that means we're prepared and ready for what He brings within our life. And trusting Him means that it might not be pretty, but we will get through it. It'll be smooth. It'll be something that we can palate, that we can survive. And at first, of course, it's always a big blow. But of course, when you lean on Him and you trust in Him, then it makes it a lot more smoother. So it's carrying the capacity to be able to go to work and be joyous and be able to shout and have a good rapport, a good spirit and energy, even though you just buried your child. That is nothing but a testimony of your capacity of how you are carrying God. So I feel like that at the end of the day is what is most important, is making sure that you are in a position that no matter who is taken from you and when, you know that, number one, I can tap in with God and be like, look, I just need to know that my loved one is with you and is safe. And number two, that you got me and that you are going to feel whatever I need you to feel in my life so that I can move through this. And something that is really, really ironic in the most strangest way is my cousin who over here in the corner that's ducked and tucked. He brought something to my attention in the last week. And it's so funny that I'm holding this fan in my hand because this person that I have, and if you know, you know, is the person who made this quote. And the quote was basically, when most people go through hardships or they lose a loved one, people love to say, I'm sorry. You have my deepest condolences, I'm sorry. And one thing that this man said, which helped me and him look at this a little differently, was, no, I congratulate you. I congratulate you on the life that you had with this person and the time that you spent with them, and even if it was a child, the time that you had with that child and the love that you were able to express and raise in that child, because when we are raising children, Vic, it is a mirror to us of who we are. And it gives us such a bigger and deeper insight of who we are as people. So no matter how short or long term that person's life was in your life, I congratulate you for having that person with you because it taught you and it made you a better person.
I love that. What I do want to tap in and chime in with is that we ought to double check ourselves with how we're moving, because life is always short. This is very temporary. But what you can do, one thing I did with my mother was I served my mom so well that for me, I was like, oh, she ran her race, now I can get the baton and run for her. Yeah. But while I had her here, she called me, I'm there. My boss know I was at the radio. I'm like, mama, we got medical appointment, she gotta go. She need medicine, gotta go. This, gotta go. Got the kids, gotta go. Like, I made sure that I served her because it's like, you never know when they're not here no more. So even in your friendships who are good to you and you're good to them, serve your people, man. Speak kind to your people and speak, like you said, I love you, dear. Love your people, hug your people. You never know, whatever grudge you have, forgive and move on. You don't have to be attacked, but you don't want to carry that, because then when they do go, it's like, you never got to say I was
heavy.
You don't know if this is deja vu right now.
Ooh, we right where we're supposed to be.
All right.
Did you say alignment? Did I hear that?
But what I was saying was, yes. Hold on, y'all. I'm so sorry. I lost my train of thought. What I was saying was double check ourselves that we are good to one another. You know what I mean? Even before we leave here tonight, I love you. Be amazing. Go win. Go conquer. Because you just never know. Things happen so fast. I know. Rest in peace to one of my exes, best friend, lost his brother this past week. Car accident. In health, eating right, everything, and nobody knew he was gonna, be his last day. We don't know. We do hope to have longevity and to live old and to grow old, but you know what I mean? Double check ourselves on how you're treating people.
Yeah.
Your family, how you treat one another, or even a customer service, how you treat people.
It matters.
Goodness.
It matters.
Okay, that's all what I want to say. That deja vu me threw off so bad. Yes,
and we back.
I just want to add on to what she said. Let go. Let go. Whatever your auntie, uncle, sister, brother, daddy, mama did, let it go. Let it go. I don't care if it was at birth. I don't care if they stole your money. God gonna bless you triple double. Let it go.
You gotta say that.
Let it go, because we hold so much grudges in, and because we won't. I got people that read the Bible all day. But how you gonna read God's word but you can't give forgiveness? How you gonna read God's word but you sit here talking about, oh, I don't talk to that girl, and I ain't talking to that, so she did this, so I ain't picking up to her, she apologized to me, I ain't doing this, or she stole my man, that man wasn't for you, okay? Look, that dude wasn't for you, that house wasn't for you, that money wasn't yours at that time, whatever it is, let it go. Let it go, because when I buried my son, My sisters and brothers didn't have any pictures of my son to bring to me because we hold so much past pain and grief that we couldn't come together and have a good collage for my son. So that hurted everybody. So now, not only am I holding my mother grief, they're holding their sisters and brothers grief because they feel bad that they couldn't even add to my son's funeral. Because now we wasn't talking for all the dumbest stuff ever in the world. Like, I don't care if your boyfriend did this or you didn't listen to me and I told you to let him go and you didn't listen. Let it go, okay? Because just because I ain't let him go, that don't mean I don't still need your love and affection to get me there to let him go. You know, I'm just saying, like, the little small stuff, let it go. Let it go. Because I love my sisters and brothers to this day, and I would hate to lose one of them or lose another child. And I'm here to say that I didn't forget them. You know what I'm saying? So let it go.
I love it. Tell me, what are some ways, and we're going to wrap it up in a second and get to the Q&A. Okay, if you want to comment, got a question, write it down. Don't forget it. What are some ways that we can release? We don't like to cry. We don't like to scream out loud or be called crazy, but what are some ways that we can release to whatever we may be harboring? It may not be grief, it could be depression, it can be anxiety, or overwhelming, or stress. What are some ways that we can release so we can move forward? Yes, Miss De'Ara.
No, because the whole time we've been having this event, and I know it's about good grief, the spirit of depression is just like, I know that this topic is not about depression, but I just feel like it needs to be talked about a little bit. Again, it's one of those things that I'm not gonna say it's God right now, like basically, coming over me, but I really feel like a spirit of depression in here. And the only thing that I would like to express to anyone is that it don't matter how much money you got, it don't matter how great of a marriage you have, it doesn't matter the big house, the nice cars. None of that matters if you are not in a good mental space and a spiritual place. And I would like to be open and vulnerable and admit that with everything that I got going on, and I am a true believer of Jesus Christ, I really was just and still am going through a depression stage right now, So it's just like, yeah, De'Ara the millionaire, De'Ara the wife, the mother, the blah, 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 blah. We know people with all of that who killing themselves every single day. So for me right now, and it's a little weird, but I'm more in a depression state because my life has changed so fast, and I haven't even had time to process the change. So that's the strange part for me, but I feel like it's people who go through different depression stages and they don't want to admit it. I feel like we don't admit when we are depressed, because when you think of depression, you think of like something is wrong with me, or like you don't want to accept it. And this is the first time in my life where I can honestly say I'm fighting the spirit of depression right now. And it's okay. It's
Listen.
I did so good. I'm looking at Lord. I don't know whether to start praying or not. I said, Lord Jesus.
It's vulnerability. Yes.
Throw the tissue
like
out
the napkins.
What I'm saying is, I'm fine with expressing that. Because what if I didn't express that? What if I didn't tell anyone that? And then what if whatever I'm going through just gets deeper and deeper and deeper? So for me, I'm a releaser. I always talk and I let it out. And ultimately, what I am going to do for myself, and I've already been vocal about this because it was her that kind of like gave me the idea. of when you all were on your vacation and she was on the beach and was just talking about how important it is to have time with self.
Thank you. That was gonna be my answer.
Okay, I love it.
That was my answer.
And I haven't done that. I've never even took myself to the movies. You know, I went to dinner by myself for the first time the other day and just enjoyed myself. So I said I'm going to take a trip by myself. And it's not being selfish, it's not being, it's just, I need my me time. And I need to catch up with who this Tierra is.
That's fair.
Because I have no idea. Y'all know what me.
That's fair. I feel like, no, it is, and that's exactly what I'm saying in the beginning. Like, to be able to strip down of your old shell and be able to be who the new you is in your new season. And my response to your question, Micah, is to sit still. Sometimes I feel like the way of this world is so fast, and it's fast on purpose. It's fast to make you make quick decisions. It's fast to make you make decisions about things you might regret. It's a lot of pressure. That's the word. It's pressure. And I feel like when you sit down, whether it's just for 5 minutes, an hour, a day, a weekend, even if it's just in your room, and you might be thinking like, this is so depressing, this is what depressed people do. This is what depressed people do to get out. You have to get grounded. It's getting rooted in where you are in that moment and understanding, I'm not okay. And I feel like in the fall, there seems to be like a reoccurring time when everything is starting to die outside, when the season is changing, seasonal depression. The children go back to school, that means the household structure changes. Like everything is much more aggressive. It's much heavier. It's just that spirit you're talking about is that. It's like, it's overwhelming. And so if you don't stand 10 toes strong in being like, no, I might not know where I'm going right now, but I do know who I am. And I'm gonna stand strong in knowing who I am and trusting in God and getting a sense of what direction the wind is blowing me. It's just taking the time to just sit still for a minute. And we aren't all privy to be able to have those moments. And time will just keep pushing you and pushing you and pushing you and pushing you. And it's like a rubber band, it's just getting tighter and tighter and tighter. But eventually you have to release that tightness, that tension, and just really just sit there and breathe. Breathe in who you are, breathe in where you're going. Be proud of your accomplishments and what you've already accomplished. And for you, that is a huge feat. You've done wonderful things, and you've done a lifetime worth of things in 4 years. That happened all of us. So at the end of the day, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to have that moment and be like, I just need a moment to really regain a sense of identity in who I am in this season and the season that's coming up. And let's just be still.
And that's what it's about, man. It's about just growing. We are not put here to stay the same. We are put here to change. And once you can accept that, man, you won't stop growing. And it's okay to have moments when you gotta take a step back, and like Alicia said, and breathe and be still. Because even me becoming a wife, I'll be panicking like, oh, it's too much work, just much work.
Sit down.
And even I had to take a step back and say, Lord, are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Hold on. I'm trying. All right, we'll walk down here. Oh, are we doing this today still?
Yes.
It's so much.
Yes.
It's pressure.
Yes.
3 takeaways from tonight, though, is to learn to get with self, spend time one-on-one with yourself, also with God. When you cannot handle it on your own, lean on the higher source. Apparently, we all can say that God is where we believe and trust in Him with His hand on our life. And get around those that will help to elevate you. Get around friends that will not keep you limited and hold you accountable, and also take you to higher places in your mindset, in your emotional growth and spiritual growth as well. So quickly, Q&A. If you have a question or comment, we want to get to those because I know I'm on a live stream on YouTube right now. If you tune in, hello. Welcome to Group Chat Live. Alicia, Sparks, De'Ara, my girl Flamin' D right here. If you have a question or comment, put your hand up. Come see with a mic so we can hear you. And let me get the other one.
She got a question.
Question or comment? Okay.
be like, how y'all doing? We good?
We good.
Yeah. I love this. I love this. This is right now. This is what we need right now. So every single person up here, and I believe I even knew your son. I think I used to go skating with him at Rover Drum. If I don't, if it's Quan, I think it is. I think I know who your son is. But just to say this is what we need right now. Your mother was meant to do what she needed to do for you to be right here right now to conceive this. You're meant to be in this journey of questioning because you have people who've been through everything you've been through, even if they didn't bury a son or didn't, we crucify ourselves every day by our mouths, okay? So every day we are dying amongst ourselves and every day we are crucifying and considering everything. Depression is a real thing. Yes. I've had a criminal case, it was wiped, it was expunged, hallelujah.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
But the capital of it is you can't get without it through God, for sure. And even if it was for love, it's a dying love anyway. We already know that. That's my cuz right there. Brian, I love y'all. Steph, I love y'all. I have to bury my cousin tomorrow from a tragic death that happened last week, right? So when you say you pray that never happens, you don't even know when it's happened. And her husband found her. Nobody found her. We found her, yeah? So to be here, it's right on time. Yeah. And yes, God is very much so present. I don't know how many believers are in here. But this is like really YouTube Live, this is ministry.
You better
making,
say that.
Okay?
You better say
That's
that.
all I have to say. And I'm excited for the Lord. I'm excited for Jesus. So if y'all heard me over there comment, amen. I am that, and I am that. And congratulations to everyone that I met y'all to tonight. This is awesome.
Thank you. Somebody give me a runner. This is her fan, by the way. This is her fan. Just so y'all know, this is her fan.
That's the Reverend Arms fan, but you
I want to thank you ladies. First, sis, thank you for the platform because it's needed.
Yes.
And I also want to thank you, sis, for just being vulnerable enough to say that. We don't say it. When you mention about going to be by yourself, that is powerful because when I got out of a relationship, I didn't know who I was. And when you don't know who you are, you become what somebody wants you to be. That's right. And it took a long time, and God showed me grace, but He also had to show me the Him that was inside of me. There's a scripture that talks about Ezekiel 26:36. He said, He'll take away your stony heart and give you a heart of flesh. So when you're hurting, that's flesh. We're supposed to hurt. But the thing is, when you hurt, knowing where to go, when you see it as depression, that's real talk. But when you go, yes, I agree, get by yourself, but take your anchor with you. Take your anchor with you. Someone that can just be in the other room, don't have to be in a room with you, that they can stand on the other side and just let you walk. Water, because God said, the steps of a good man is ordered of the Lord. He delights in every step. He delights in the step that He gives you because He would set you up to sit in a chair. And even to say that, because as you say that, it opened up the door for you to get prayed for. Because ain't no way He's going to bring you here to leave you. I would never say that, nor forsake you. So your words, He said, let the words of your mouth and the meditation of your heart be acceptable in His sight. And it is. Because you gave people more, you have the money, but you gave them more than money. You're telling them, because all of us, you're going to be sitting in that seat. And you're saying, when you sit in that seat and you got that money, don't think it's the money. If you don't have Christ, if you don't have an anchor, you're going to lose it. So thank you for being honest, and God bless you all.
Hey y'all.
Hey girl.
Hey. All right, I got a question. So I heard all of y'all say that y'all lean into God, and I know that this can be a taboo topic as far as Black people go, but did any of y'all try therapy? And
Oh, yeah.
y'all did it? Like, did it work, or did it make y'all lean more into God?
Oh, baby. Listen, that's a good point, and I'm glad you brought that up because therapy looks like a billion different ways to everyone, right? So just sitting down with someone one-on-one and we think that's what therapy looks like, that's not necessarily therapy. But I will say I did do that. I got dragged into that with the person that I thought I was gonna spend my life with, right? And out of professionalism, the therapist pulled me out of the room after the first session and he said, listen, I understand you love this person dearly, but this person isn't for you. And this person has so much baggage they have to work out on their own that all they'll do is drown you. You have to leave. And that's just my opinion, and I thought I would tell you that off the books. Now, off the books made me feel like, oh, it's God talking through you. He's literally telling me, run for the hills. And do it now because you have a professional telling you, you're not wrong. And if you want to save your life, you need to run now. So yes, therapy is extremely important. Even if it comes out being a way you had no idea you were gonna exit out of it in that way. But therapy is also being creative with your hands, being creative with your gifts, being creative with speaking your story, being creative with going back and loving on your loved ones you haven't had a chance to love on. Therapy looks like so many different things, and to each and every single person, it's different, but it is essential.
Okay, so my question is for Flanda D. Working at the Juvenile Detention Center and working with the youth that is just doing everything at this moment and don't understand the consequences of their actions. What would be your advice as a mother? Because I grieve when they leave, whether it's going to ODYS or residential or back to the community to commit another crime. What would be something that you can give me to give them as I work with them one-on-one? What can I say to them?
Like, what can you say to the youth? I would say what you could say to the youth is don't be afraid to let your parents know how you feel. You understand me? Because I tell my daughter every day, if it hurts me, if it breaks me down to cry, tell me. Because the more you hurt, the more these kids hurt, they go out to the streets. They go out to the streets. They go out to the next person. They do things that they don't even need to do because they're afraid of how we gonna feel. I don't care if I cry. I don't care if I break down. Tell me if I did something that hurted you. So tell your youth, don't be afraid. Like, do not be afraid to tell your parent what brought you here to where you at now. What made you want to grab that gun? What made you want to run away? What made you want to do this? What did I do for make you want to do this? My daughter broke me down. I'm not going to be like, she was like, mine. And you all bad men, because these men you got, and they don't do nothing but hurt you. But look, I didn't even like, look. I had to look at it as my daughter seen me and heard me. I had too many men around my daughter. My daughter was able to say, what this man did to me, this man abused me, this man mentally abused me, this man did this. So I have a teenager daughter that's about to be 16, so now that my son is gone, I'm like, okay, then he's now you can sit still. Now I'm trying to be still, okay? The man come to my house right now, I don't care. I see what you see, okay? But it's some things that we got to be accountable for as a mother. It's a lot of things, and my mistakes I have to be accountable as a mother in order for me to see it. Like I said, I don't mind crying. I don't mind hurting because that's my child. That's my child, that's all I have. So then I'm here to say to the kids is don't be afraid. I tell kids now, tell your mother what she did. Tell her, tell your father that you, I used to tell my son, tell your damn daddy to come and get you. Tell him how you feel. Don't tell me, tell him. You know what I'm saying? Because the more you hold it in, you're trying to raise yourself. You out there trying to find protection from the streets, and the streets ain't gonna protect you. My son right now, friends ain't there for them. I'm going through court right now, and his friends stitched on him. Somebody made the call for my son to get 21 shots to his body. You know where his friends at? Nowhere. Ducking and hiding, talking about I'm scared of the po-pos, not picking up detective phone calls, not trying to help me get justice for my son. So I always tell these kids that when you go out to the streets and you claim these gangs and these DGBs and walking downs in St. Clair, Harbor, Heartless Felons, the only person that's hurting is your family. So now that my son is gone, I gotta rebuild myself up with God, but the only person that's hurting is your mother, your father, your uncle, your sister, your brother. So you won't hurt again, let go and let God and let it all out. Let it out. That's all I can tell you. Right here. Beautiful.
everybody. So, first off, I just want to say, Micah, thank you for providing this safe space for everybody to come. The community needs this more than you know it. Probably you had a vision, you put it together, but you don't even know how much you're impacting everybody in this room.
Agreed.
And to the ladies up there, thank you for sharing y'all stories, because a lot of us go through things on a daily and we always feel like no one's gonna understand. We're going through this on our own. But if we just open up to the next person, you'll realize that you're not alone, that somebody is always going through something. And furthermore, I'm a Jesus lover. I wake up at 4 a.m. every day and I give God his time, a lot of time, because he deserves it. And to piggyback off of therapy, every single last person on earth needs therapy. I don't care if you think you're okay. I don't care if you never been through nothing in your life. You need therapy. And let me tell you why. I'm a very private person. I go through things on a daily and people will never ever know because how private I am. But when I go see my therapist, baby, she gets a load. Okay? She gets a load of what's going on. But the reason why I love therapy is because it's a safe space for me to give her all my business and she can't go tell nobody. Right? You got that friend, right? Y'all done fell out and she can tell all your business. Like, dang, you know? So therapy is that for me. Like, I literally talk to my therapist, like, girl, let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what's going on. And she can't go and tell nobody else because she's gonna go to jail. And let me also say that it's not easy finding your therapist. You know, a lot of people give up after going to therapy for the first time and you like, oh, I don't connect. They don't understand. You're gonna have to go through multiple people to find your therapist who you connect with, and don't give up because it's very important. We need God. God is the head of everything, but we also need therapy, baby. And I definitely appreciate this is my first time coming, and let me tell you, I was over here in tears. Like, I had to get a little napkin, my little girl back here, I had to get her a little napkin, because it's just so relatable, and we need it. So again, ladies, thank you. Y'all are so inspiring. Every single last one of you ladies up there is inspiring, and thank you, Micah, for putting this all together.
Love you, bitch.
Hi guys, my name is Sherelle, and Flaming D, I commend you tremendously. I lost my son on July 28th. He was 15 years old. My son, he was raised nowhere near no street. Nothing. I probably had more street smart than him, and I was raised in the suburbs all my life. But he got a hold of these young boys that turned his whole life around. And he lost his life to gun violence. He was out here trying to be somebody that he was not. And I'm giving back I want to give back to the community by being a support for the teens, for the moms, for the grievers, for anybody. And it just hurts so bad to know that I did all I could to raise this young man. And I cried for help, for resources, because I'm a single mom. I probably asked everybody in Ohio for help, and I did not get it. And so that village that I needed, I'm going to be a part of that village. And
God bless you.
Yeah.
God bless you for that.
God love you. God love you. The only thing I want to say is to everybody, we all have scars, okay? And when we have our kids, God bring them in our life temporary. We all have an end date. My son was my protector, and he was here for a season, a reason, and to love on me on everything that I needed him to love on me and touch bases on. It didn't have nothing to do with how good of a mom I was. It didn't have nothing to do with how good of a mom you was. You did what God allowed you to do, okay? But your son was here to love on you, to God said, now it's time for you to come with me. So don't never blame yourself. Don't never worry. Don't never stress. You did an amazing job. It was God saying it's his time to come home. You went with her when she needed you. I put that baby in your womb. He brought that baby to life to give you that empty part of you that you needed to love on so much. And he said, you know what? Now it's time for you to be here, but you're not by yourself. It's in spirit.
Baby, do not cry, shout, thank God, God is good, and do what he's used for you to do, because I know when I had my child, I playing both of my kids. I'm playing them. I wanted love so bad. Oh yeah, playing them. I said I didn't have love, and I was hurt by my father. So in my head, I'm like, if my father can take something from me, is it love out there? Okay, so when I met his father, oh y'all, I ain't gonna lie, this is a joke. I was 17 when I met his daddy. But when I turned 18 and I got off my mama medical, I ain't tell him I was off the shot, y'all. I wanted that baby. Oh, I'm about to get my baby. I'm about to get my baby, okay? I got my son, okay? But what I'm trying to say is I had unhealed scars. I just wanted to love something so bad because God knew what I was going through, and my son protected me so much. He protected his sister. And now that God knows that I'm prepared and he knows that I know he's my almighty, my number one, and I know what he's doing and manifesting in my life, he said, oh, it's time to send him home with me. So he ain't, just because it was gun violence, doesn't mean nothing. God, he's with God. And you is covered, girl. You good. It's all right. Just do what God is leading you to do.
I love it. We're going to take one more, and then we're going to close it up.
All right, y'all. Good evening. So my name is Ebony, and this probably made I probably did that almost half of the group chats because I seem to miss every other one. I don't know what that's about, but I'm always like, Micah, I'm gonna be there, and I show up. And I'm like, Micah, I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna show up. So I work with the youth, those teen boys that are taken out of their home. I work with them. I am out here helping to raise them, the teenage boys who are outside of their home for whatever reason, right? So, it never happened to us. I work for an agency, we've been in business for 24 years. Never happened to us. We lost one of our boys a week ago. And the other one is in the hospital, but he is going to survive, he's doing well. So, I know what it's like to talk with mothers and aunts and sisters, and they try to figure out what can they do. They didn't even know their nephew was in the system. They didn't even know that they could have a chance. But now they gotta work the, they gotta work the game. They gotta work the system. And in the meantime, we are tasked with taking care of them, educating them, making sure they get their medical, making sure they stay alive, right? Never in my life have I lost one of my boys on the clock. We have lost them once they've left from us, years later we hear, but never in my life. And I had to leave my house at 11 o'clock at night and go down to that building and help the cops go through the cameras because I was the one who knew how to do it. So I had to go down there and show them. Oh, what time you need? Okay. What time was it, officer? Okay. Oh, you see that car? I'm with the cop. Oh, you see that car? That's the car. Right? Praise God. They have caught the people who shot my boy. So now it's this big investigation. Big. Now I gotta question my other boys. Y'all have something to do with this? So far they didn't. But I know that because of that, never happened in our life, right? Now I come to Micah's event. Good grief, right? So if you need the support, I have the flyer. I have the email. Why? Because somebody sent it to us. Because our agency went through something we had never gone through. So there is a session. It's gonna be starting on Friday the 4th. It's 6 weeks. It does not cost. It's Fridays from 2 to 3. It's virtual or in person. And it's through yourrecoverystarts.com, which is also has an address on Chagrin. So if you guys want to know any information, I have it. Like I said, it's 10 sessions. It's a grief support counseling. 6 sessions. It's a grief support counseling, and it is at no cost.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, one last one.
I want to wrap it up for good grief, and I shared this with Dee a couple weeks ago. I am currently going through a divorce. Me and my husband was together for 13 years. I have 3 sons that are not his, and my boys are not in the streets. They are not in the casket, and they are not in the cell because that man raised them 3 boys. And I will love him forever for that. We have 1 8-year-old together, and he is currently raising him. That's where he is at right now. And I want to say good grief looks like appreciating what it looks like in the moment. In the moment. When I tell you, hearing y'all stories and hearing that my boy, I remember my kids being little and even Dee's son being at my house and me having a yard of 15 boys playing basketball in my yard because I have 4 sons. And that being like, wow, all these kids in my yard. But I appreciate that now. I appreciate that. He might not have been my husband, but God sent him in my life to raise them boys. Because I had 3 sons that their daddies walked away. And they all got different fathers. And I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not ashamed of that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he was there for them. And he's still there for them. And I can appreciate that. And I love that. So that's what good grief means to me. That at the end of the day, me and him didn't work out. But God sent him in my life to raise them boys that didn't belong to him. And he stood in the gap when their fathers lived in the same zip code and they wasn't there. He stood in the gap. And I would love that man forever for that. And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what good grief means to me. That I didn't have to bury them.
Yes.
I didn't have to see them. I didn't have to visit them in a cell.
Yes.
That's what good grief means to me.
I love it. I love it. Mama, you gonna wrap it up? You gonna pray?
Okay, y'all know I like to add my 2 cents. I like to add my 2 cents because I too feel like I could be a motivational speaker. I have the ability to.
Come on, Mom. You want to try to get out of here? Why did you try to go? Have the seat. Have the seat, Mom. Give us the wisdom we need to get through our next season until October 12th. Future Land, the next group chat. Okay. October 12th. You ready? You want?
Okay, but no, seriously, y'all. First of all, I want to say to my daughter, this is necessary.
Check. She gotta talk.
Talk. Now talk. All right. So to my daughter, I just want to say that I too can say that De'Ara has been on a roll. She has been on a roll. And when this girl put her mind to something, it's going to get done and it's going to keep going and it's going to keep going. And she's just this type of person that I got to continue to do more and more and more. And I, as your mother, understand that you do need some time off. Because you go and you go and you go. She's better than the Energizing Bunny. Once she started what she has accomplished, she not only did it for her, but she brought the entire family in. Everybody has been blessed from her hard work. And it's been very prosperous. It's been a very prosperous, fulfilling, appreciating. I'm proud of you. And I want to say this publicly because this all did happen real fast for Dee, and she's just been nonstop. And I just want to say that as hard as you work, you're tired, and you have not rested. You have not made time to rest. And I'm not talking about sleep. I'm not talking about chill. I'm talking about that real me time. Me time is so important. And this world right now has got everybody on a hustle and a bustle. And I don't care if you're in a relationship, if you're in a marriage, I don't care how many titles you have. Y'all gotta stop and get some me time daily. If it ain't nothing but forcing yourself to get in a tub of water to where you got some me time, where you can sit with yourself, because nothing is worse than being able to spend a lifetime trying to please somebody else and be there for somebody else when you don't even know how to enjoy your own company. If you don't get time with you, you're full of frustration. You got too much going on and you just need to get that me time. You need that hotel room. Even if the mothers, the fathers, everybody needs to get away sometime. If it ain't but once a week, once a day for an hour, You just gotta come out of that me time. But Dee has been on a roll, and she has been so busy that as her mother, I need you to know that intuition for a woman is really real, but a mother's intuition is even realer. And it's the realest. And I already see when my daughter is going through and doing too much and she's tired and she's just got all these hats that she's taking off every day. But at the end of the day, when she takes them hats off, she has had no time with her. She's a mother, she's a wife, she's a businesswoman, she's the she's it all. She's it all. And you deserve to be tired. And I'm glad that you admitted that you were tired, because this intuition that's in your mama recognized what you've been going through. And I've been praying for you every day, all day. And I continue to pray for you every day and all day, because you do so much that I got so much praying to do for not just you, but for Joe and your household, your husband. I'm Samara. I pray for y'all because y'all got a busy household. And you got a lot of titles in that household, and you got a lot of titles in your business life, but you don't have time for you. And I don't want you to feel bad about needing that time, and I want you to get it because it is important. So basically, I just want to say that I'm proud of her, and y'all keep her in prayer because this girl is a hell of a woman. And I want to say that because I'm proud of her being able to have done all that she has been doing. I'm still overwhelmed from that one jar of sea moss because I was Ubering and I was enjoying what I was doing, and she started calling me in talking about, Mom, can you please come and help me? She passing 30 to 40 jars of sea moss out the window all day. Mom, can you come and help me? So I finally get off the road and I continue to help her because I could and I wanted to. She got this business going, and the building came so fast that I didn't get asked to get hired. I didn't say I wanted to be hired. I just blended in as a mother, and that's what mothers are supposed to do when you see your children doing something positive, you gotta stick by them. But Dee, you're working your butt off. We love you.
All right. We want to say thank you who all tuned in and came out to Group Chat Live. The next one goes down for our entrepreneurs. Futureland Playhouse Square, October 12th. Be there. We are trailblazing the way to take it to bigger heights with more experiences and more truths and more conversations. Again, follow at Micah's Group Chat for the next one in October, again on the 12th. November will be on a date. I don't know when, but we're going to have a singer at that one. All right, so we're going up. Anyway, we love you.